Hey friends in internet land, my name is Dr. Zachary Ward and I am an upper cervical structural chiropractor in Auburn Hills, Michigan. You can find my phone number at the bottom on the left and the name of my practice in the bottom on the right. Today we're going to talk about why alignment matters. This is another video in a video series. Today we're talking about trigeminal neuralgia or facial pain. You know, as I go around the world of the interwebs, it's not uncommon for me to run across a local internet expert who lets me know in no uncertain terms that as a chiropractor, I don't do anything but crack bones, and I'm basically worthless. And that is just simply not true. Alignment can change. Alignment does change when you know how to change the spine, and that alignment change does matter. And it follows the rules set basically by Mother Nature, which is that the spine has an ideal shape. There are parameters through which the spine has. The spine is made of movable parts. We call them joints, but they're made up of muscles, bones, ligaments. There's little discs in between those vertebrae, and all those joints and how they come together, how they interact, how they form the spine in total affects the spinal cord, the spinal nerves, and then the fluids that make up the spinal alignment, including cerebral spinal fluid. That's an important fluid that is affected by spinal alignment. So let's look at a case of facial pain. Young man in his 30s, approximately my age, had a strong facial pain, burning, fire, several weeks duration, tried these strong painkillers, went to the family practice physician, did not really respond well to those, and then ended up on anti-seizure medication that did provide some pain control, but it also turned him into a zombie. When you're the father of several young children and it's a holiday, you don't want to be a zombie. You also don't want to be in pain, but you don't also want to be a zombie. So he was on his way to the neurologist consult for possible TN, which is what the physician said, and then it was end up referred into my office by his wife. And so this is what he looked like. This was before working on him, and even if you have an untrained eye, you should probably be able to see the way that, in reference to those truly vertical lines behind him and truly horizontal lines behind him, that his body is kind of collapsing over into the left. He's holding himself up pretty good over here, a lot of tension and tightness over here. His body's rotating to support that collapse down in here, but that's what's happening. He's collapsing to his left. So we worked him up, worked on him, unlocked him, and this was his shift after his first correction. Now, we don't always get an amazing shift like this after the initial correction. Sometimes it's harder to see because of body type, but for him, this was his shift, and you're going to see a little bit of zoom change in the camera, but that's basically it. There's no shift in anything other than that zoom. And so when we look at these images side by side, hopefully it'll be a little bit more obvious in the way that the shoulder is down. The shoulder pops up, the scapular shoulder blade is down on that side. It's back up over here. Even the shirt hangs differently down here. There's a change in pelvic rotation. And of course the most obvious is in the position of this head along this axis here. And so in order to get this done, there was just light and gentle release from this area from here to here. Again, about 15-20 minutes was all that it took in this case, unlocking it for the first time. So what kind of results did he have? Well, he was able to share some information via Facebook, unsolicited from me, which was awesome. The first paragraph, he basically kind of describes what he was going through. You can welcome to pause and zoom in and see if you can read it, but it's also available on a review and testimonial website I have called drzacharyward.com. So he talks about how he tried Vicodin and then ended up on anti-seizure med, and how things basically weren't working. This is where he talks about coming into my office, and this is the point I want to draw. The important point I feel like he makes is that he's been pain-free and med-free for several weeks since his first visit. He says, I don't understand how any of this alignment in my neck, how it caused my issues. However, there's undeniable changes, and he could not deny those because he could track those results and feel what was going on. Anyway, this is why alignment matters. It mattered to this father of young children who did not want to be a zombie and certainly did not want to potentially face a lifetime diagnosis of trigeminal neuralgia. You can learn more about me in this process if you go to liachiro.com. That is the homepage for my practice, Life and Alignment Chiropractic. If you're in my area, you're welcome to call me at 248-598-4002. I do accept new patients. I may have a consultation spot available for you in the next couple weeks. This is Why Alignment Matters. I'm Dr. Zachary Ward. I am this guy up here. And again, if you want to look at this particular review or read his own particular story in his words, you can also go to drzacharyward.com. The spelling is right below me. And thank you for watching and listening, and Why Alignment Matters.